We know the internet can be very helpful, but it can also be a dangerous place for children and teens. Children's online safety is really one of the top concerns for parents. Christy Buck, CEO of Mental Health Foundation of West Michigan Be Nice, is here to share some steps parents can take to protect their children. Parents watching it right now are probably thinking, you know, I've heard this conversation before, but as you were just saying, Christy, it's getting really serious.
Oh, it is very serious. And so we know that smartphones have a direct link to mental health and the effect that it's having on our kids with social media, having access to different things on the internet. So the American Pediatric Association actually came out with a recommendation not to get your child a smartphone until they're at least 14 years old. So what does this all mean? It means when my child has a device that gives them access to the internet, that gives them access to these social media sites, it increases the risk for a child to struggle with mental health challenges. It increases the risk to be bullied, to specifically be cyberbullied. It gives them access to actually have our kids being stalked, being actually exposed to potentially human trafficking. And this is serious stuff when we post photographs. We post photographs where I am here at a basketball game, where I am here taking a pic in front of my house, and there's exposure to my address. Yeah. So predators are out there looking for this information. They're taking photographs of our kids that maybe they put on their social media sites, doctoring them up, and doing terrible things.
I was just going to say, teens and kids really are getting very comfortable online, sharing, as you mentioned, sharing information and sharing too much information at times.
How many friend requests have we received, right? So-and-so wants to be your friend. Now, I'm an adult and I know enough to click on that person. I'm not going to accept any friend that I don't know or who I don't have a relationship. Kids don't know that. They accept these friends. They have no idea. And suddenly, this friend begins to be their best friend on social media. So one thing for parents is find out who your kids' friends are on social media. If you're not a friend, then that's a real big concern in general also. Having conversations, open communication about what's going on. If your son or daughter is pretty safe, where we might say that they tell you what they're doing, they share, you're their friend, let them know that you are okay, a person okay to talk to about their friends that they're concerned about, that open communication. And in addition, Amber, it's super important that we set boundaries with our kids and the usage of their smartphones. Is there a time during the day where it can be everybody's off their technology? Can it be a spot in our laundry room where everybody brings their phones there at night and no one has them in their bedrooms? That's huge. Getting to know your kids' social media habits and the apps that they have and where they like to go.
How should parents go about, deciding, making those decisions for their family? You know what I mean? What's best for their child?
Set it right now. Before they turn 12, say no cell phones until, and set that standard. You know, I've watched a lot of different talk shows talk about social media, and Savannah Guthrie, she cracks me up. I do like her. And she actually, the group of friends with her kids, they agreed that they weren't going to get their kids cell phones, to cave in to that peer pressure that parents have. And, we have to admit that there is that pressure on us as parents also. It's difficult, but conversations right now, they start now about smartphones and about when we are going to allow our kids to have that.
Christy Buck, thank you so much.
Big stuff.
Big, important conversation. Appreciate you as always. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
Ellen.